I'm going to show you Notan design. Notan design means light, dark, harmony. It's a picture that has a feeling of a yin and yang symbol. It comes from Japan, and the principle of Notan design is the relationship between positive, which is light, and negative, which is dark space, and the shape. It is about positive and negative space, and it can help you with your compositions. So positive and negative space. Positive is the subject area and negative is the background. And you can refer to your sketchbooks if you want to learn more about positive and negative space. I'm going to show you how to do it digitally, but you can do the exact same thing as a collage with cut paper or another medium. You would follow the same instructions, you would just be doing it with paper and not digitally. So here's how we're going to do it. You're going to go to Safari and go to Google Drive, so drive.google.com. You can't do it through the Drive app. So you have to go to Safari and then click on drive.google.com. Then you're going to find the new button, click on More at the bottom, and then click on Google Drawings. So once again, it was New, More, Google Drawings. You don't have to worry about a message popping up like me. Now you're doing it on the iPad, so it might be a little bit different, but for the most part, it should be the same. The first thing I want you to do is I want you to title it. So where it says Untitled Drawing, change it to your name and the project you're doing. So this is Notan Design. Then what we're going to do is we're going to draw a square. So this is the shape tool here. You're going to use this spot a lot. So the shape tool, I'm going to click on shapes and I'm square. And I'm going to make a square or a rectangle, it doesn't have to be a square, that fills up part of the middle of my screen. I'm not filling up the entire box. And I'm going to change the color of it. So I'm going to click on my paint bucket tool here, which says fill, and I'm going to change it to black. And then the line tool next to it, I'm going to change it to transparent. Those two color tools will come in handy later. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to start to draw shapes on here. So you can use any of the shapes that appear under the shape category. If you want to do a rectangle, you could do a rectangle, and you're going to draw it and change it to white. And then also make the line transparent. The trick with placing it is you want to place it for starting. You want to make it so it just touches the edge of your square. When I do it, I get a little red line that shows to say, hey, we're touching. All right, so I can put any shapes on here that I want. You can draw it however you want. There's a blue circle for rotate if you wanted to rotate it. But you want it to be white with no outline, so transparent line, that's the edge of it, and you want it to touch your square. For now, you'll be able to do harder stuff after you practice a little bit. So have some fun with it. You can put multiple ones on the same spot. There's little yellow circles on some of them, which means you can make them skinnier or longer. If you're doing it with cut paper, you would just cut it out. And you can do whatever you want. There's also the line tool. So the line tool is up here. If you click on the line tool, you'll see there's one called line, curve, polyline, and scribble. There's some other ones too. I like to use the curved line, the polyline, and the scribble. So the curved line is you draw it, and every time you click, it changes direction. Now this is just a single line. So it's just a single line. There's no fill to it, so I'm going to change the color to white on this one. The polyline lets you make any shapes you want. So you can click every time you want to change a direction, you click. And then I'm going to close my shape up by making the last spot stop where the first spot is. Now, I happen to make a mistake here. So first I'm going to change the color. So I'm going to click on it and I'm going to turn it to white. And I'm going to make my outline transparent, but I added an extra line here. So I'm going to click on it and I can go to Edit, Delete. Because you're on an iPad, you can't do the shortcut buttons. All right, and the last one I want to show you is the scribble. The scribble is exactly what it sounds like. I'm going to click and I'm going to draw whatever I want, and I'm going to end on my line. So again, this is just a straight line. All right, so I have all different shapes in here and all different lines. Now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to click my select tool. That is the arrow. And I'm going to click on it. And then I'm going to go to edit, duplicate. And I will do this for each one, but I'm going to show you one at a time. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take my shape and I'm going to drag it to the outside of the original shape so that they're right next to each other or right above each other. And I'm going to change it to black, so the opposite color. The rectangle and square are really easy because you don't have to rotate it. But what about an arrow? I'm going to click on it so it's selected. I'm going to go to edit, duplicate, which is also copy and paste, but one button. Then I'm going to click on arrange and rotate. Now you're either going to rotate it horizontally or vertically. So I always get this backwards, and that's okay if you do too. You can look at the sheet that has the answers on it, that have the steps on it, but you're going to flip it. So I just did flip horizontally, and flip horizontally is for anything on the left, on the sides. And then I'm going to change the color to black. Then I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm going to click on my triangle. I'm going to click edit, duplicate. I'm going to click on arrange, rotate, flip horizontally, and I'm going to change it to black. And you're going to do this for each of your shapes. Okay, now I flipped horizontally on the last one. So I'm going to go to edit, duplicate, arrange. This time I'm going to flip vertically because it's on the top and the bottom. And I'm going to change my color to black. So anything outside my square is black, anything inside is white. Same thing with my lines. So edit, duplicate, arrange, rotate. This one's on the side, so flip horizontally. Oops. If you make a mistake, there's always the undo button. I clicked the wrong thing. Click it, line it up, because you want it to be exactly across from the old one. Now I'm going to change it to black. And my scribble tool, same thing, edit, duplicate, arrange, rotate. This one's vertically. Drag it up, line it up, change it to black. Now, you could stop here with your design. That is okay. If you want to stop here, you're going to draw a shape, a big rectangle that fills up your whole screen. You can change it to any color you want. Uh-oh, where did my design go? I'll show you. So say I wanted to make this a blue. Any color you want. Make sure it's selected. You might have to click on your arrow tool. Then you're going to go to Arrange, Order, Send to Back. Ah, there's my design. So you could stop here if you want. Or you can add more stuff to it. So this time, watch what I do. Say I want to put another square or a rectangle in here. I'm going to make this one black because it's inside the white square. And then I'm going to go to Edit, Duplicate. I don't have to rotate this one. I'm going to change it to white. So you see how neat that kind of looks? And you don't have to make every single shape touch the edge. In the beginning, it does make it easier when it's your first time doing it. But you can have fun. You don't have to put the same shape inside of each one. You could if you want to, but you do not have to. And you don't have to make it touch the bottom. Now, if it doesn't touch the bottom, you want to make sure when you do your duplicate and your rotate that you put it about the same spot as it is on the opposite one. So they're about at the same spot. And then you can have fun with this. You can keep adding more and more and more designs to it. But when you're done, you go to File, you go to Download, and you're going to turn it into a JPEG. And it'll be saved on your iPad, and you can share it with me in Google Drive. I hope you have fun making a Notan design. It is really fun to work with black and white, positive and negative, yin and yang, and all this harmony creating an artwork. Have fun.